Hey everybody, it's Mr. Vance, and today I'm going to show you how to draw Frankenstein. So I'm going to zoom in on some of these details, and then I'm going to get started tracing, and I'm going to spend a few minutes drawing. So with that, let's get started. So right here you can see that I got this wooden stencil from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to outline all of this. It'll take about a minute or two, so it shouldn't take you that long to trace this thing out. Most of the time spending on this drawing is going to be adding the details freehand, so you shouldn't have to take too long tracing this out. Share the stencil with your neighbor. Yeah, I don't think you should take 15-20 minutes tracing this thing out. Just trying to capture some of the details of the stencil. Some of the lines are too small for my pencil to actually trace out, so I'm just going to do a basic outline, like right here. And as you can see, I have all the little details, or the outlines, and I'm gonna start drawing in some of the details. So I don't want you to overdraw the nose. Just fill in the nostrils and kind of outline, but most of the detail will come in when we do some shading with our pencil later on in the drawing. Yeah, I'm gonna add the stitches right here. You're gonna have to draw those freehand. Just adding subtle details, making up some of them as I go. And if you don't know how an ear looks or how Frankenstein's face looks, you can always use Google or the Google Classroom. I've posted some stuff in there. Let me zoom in on some of these details for you right here. And I'm just making up these eyebrows, trying to make them look bushy. Nothing too special. And for these eyes, I want you to draw some half circles. And then that little C, I'm going to draw that little C so that I won't shade that part in. It's going to make it look like a highlight or a shiny part. And that's kind of like the trick to drawing eyes and the inside pupil. So I color that shape a little darker, and then around it I'm going to color in a little lighter, or shade it in a little lighter. So don't press down as hard on your pencil. And do the same thing for the other side. Remember that little C for the highlight, and then draw that inner circle. And here's what I was talking about earlier, adding some shading. So I lightly scratch my pencil, but I'm gonna use my finger to kind of like spread it out a little bit. But up here I'm gonna erase the outlines of his top of his eyes to make it look a little bit more like I didn't use a stencil. Adding a couple of lines to look like ridges on his the top of his eyes, make him look like a little bit more like a monster. So right here, I'm just gonna outline his hair. I'm gonna color in his hair later, pretty much last, so that I don't get like pencil lead all over my hands. So you just keep the darker areas for last. And right here, I'm just drawing some like wiggly lines, make it look like some veins sticking out of the side of his forehead. Just adding a little bit more details that something that people can look at. So I'm adding some details to the neck bolts. Trying to make them look gray and shiny, but have to practice on that. So I'm gonna leave like one lighter area, make it look like it's kind of like it's shiny. Alright, I'm gonna start like scratching my pencil a little bit more across the paper so I can blend this in, make it look like some shadows and some details. It really goes a long way to making it look not flat. So you don't want to press down too hard when you're doing these, when you're adding these details. You can slowly build it up, and once you spread it out, and if it's not good enough, you can add another layer. And you can do that for a while. And if you add too much, you could always use your eraser to take a little bit back away. But it makes it start to look like his face is a little bit more rounder and not just flat like a stencil. So, and right here I'm just adding details to kind of make it like fill up the space, try to make it look a little bit more crowded. Just like he's more, he's been through a lot more than just the stencil was giving you. Then you could really make it your own this way. And I'm going to finish up by coloring his hair. Notice how I'm just adding a nice little tiny faded layer. And then I'm going to go over it again and again. And try not to start at one side and then just like draw this thing really dark. You have to kind of add up layers or your hand's going to get tired. Your pencil's going to run out of lead. It's not going to look right. And every time I add a line, it looks more like hair because there's so many hairs coming like off the top of your head. So basically like scratching these lines into this, but don't press down too hard and slowly build this up. By the end of the last time I add some lines, I do press down a little harder, but I try not to color the whole thing solid black. If you want to do that, we can just paint this thing later. Alright, add a little bit more details. Just work on, a little bit more shading. And that's going to be it for this video. So remember when you blend with your finger's going to get dirty. So you have to have that in mind when you need to clean your hands afterwards. Just keep that in mind. See, I'm building up the darker layers a little bit at a time, but that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.